You ever get that weird gut feeling? You know, the one you just can't shake, that sense that something is off, even when everything on the surface looks totally fine? Well, we're about to dive into this incredible story about a man who just didn't look right, and what it tells us about the hidden superpowers inside your own brain. So, picture this. You're at a family get-together, right? Everyone's laughing, having a good time, and then this woman, who happens to be a paramedic, shows up. She takes one look at her father-in-law, and instead of saying, "Hi," she just says, "I don't like the way you look." Now, he feels totally fine, so he jokes back, "Well, I don't like your looks either." But she wasn't kidding. At all. I mean, think about it. The guy had zero symptoms. No chest pain, he wasn't out of breath, nothing. So what on earth did she see that nobody else in the room could? That's the real mystery here. She couldn't even explain it herself, but she was so sure she insisted, "No, I'm serious, you need to go to the hospital, right now." And thank goodness he listened to her. That warning, that hunch, led to an immediate trip to the ER. And just a few hours later, he was being rushed into emergency surgery. The doctors found a massive blockage in a major artery. He was on the verge of a catastrophic heart attack. That unexplainable feeling, that something's wrong alarm bell in her head, literally saved his life. He could have died that day. So what was that? A lucky guess? Was she psychic? Not quite. What we're actually talking about here is the unconscious expert, and it's a powerful ability that your brain has too. What her brain was doing is something called pattern recognition. But here's the wild part. She couldn't tell you the specific clues she picked up on. Her brain, trained by years and years of seeing patients, had learned to spot a deadly pattern instantly, even if her conscious mind couldn't name the individual pieces of the puzzle. So here's what was actually happening under the surface. When a big artery gets blocked, your body basically goes into emergency mode. It starts rerouting blood away from less important places, like the surface of your skin, to make sure your vital organs get what they need. And this causes a tiny, almost invisible shift in the pattern of blood flow in your face. It's the body's secret signal that something is seriously wrong inside. And that is the absolute key here. She couldn't point to his forehead or his cheek and say, "That's the spot." Her brain just took in the whole picture, the entire pattern, and sent up a giant red flag that screamed, "Danger!" Her expertise had become so second nature, it was completely automatic. Now you might be sitting there thinking, okay, wow, that's amazing for a paramedic, but that's not me. But here's the thing. This unconscious expertise, it's not some rare gift. It's a fundamental human ability, and you see it pop up in all kinds of unexpected places. Just think about military analysts who can spot an enemy missile on a radar screen, even when it looks exactly like a friendly plane. Or get this, during the Gulf War, a lieutenant commander named Michael Riley ordered a missile to be shot down and saved his entire battleship, a call he couldn't even logically explain at the time. You see it with art curators who just know a brilliant forgery is fake, radiologists who can look at a brain scan and predict where a stroke is going to happen before there are any obvious signs. Even hairdressers say they can sometimes tell a client is pregnant just from the way their hair feels. It's the same thing every time. Experience builds an intuition you can't always explain. So what's the engine driving all of this? How does our brain get so good at this stuff? Well, it all boils down to one simple, powerful idea. This is the big one. Your brain isn't just passively sitting there taking in the world. No way. It's constantly, actively trying to predict what's going to happen next based on everything it's ever learned. Every single second, your brain is getting hit with this avalanche of information. It's like a super smart filter, sorting through all that noise, tossing out the junk, and highlighting the little clues that really matter, the things that have predicted an important outcome in the past. And here's where it all comes together. When you do something over and over and over again, your brain gets unbelievably good at spotting those predictive clues. So good that it just becomes automatic. It happens in the background without you even having to think about it. It's not magic, it's just learning on a massive unconscious scale. And this is where this whole story becomes about you, because this incredible automatic pattern spotting system, well, that's the foundation for every single habit you have in your life, the good ones and the bad ones. So let's talk about habits, because I guarantee way more of your life runs on this automatic system than you probably even realize. We tend to think of ourselves as our conscious mind, right? The part that's thinking and making decisions and worrying. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Underneath the surface, your automatic self is running the whole show. It's growing your hair, pumping your heart, digesting your food, And it's also handling all the skills you've practiced so much they've become second nature. You know, a perfect example is just feeling hungry. You don't consciously decide, okay, my glucose levels are dropping, time to feel hungry. Of course not. Your body has all these internal cues, and it just sends your brain the signal. All of a sudden, you feel hungry. It's a totally automatic response to an unconscious cue. And that right there is the superpower of habits. They let your brain spot a cue, whether it's a time of day, a feeling, a place, and then just launch into an action, all without you having to waste any of your precious brain power on it. It's like putting parts of your life on a super efficient autopilot. But there's a catch to living on autopilot. And this quote from Carl Jung just nails it. If we're not aware of these automatic cues and the habits they set off, well, they end up running our lives for us. And we just call it fate, or that's just the way I am, when really, it's just a set of unconscious patterns playing out over and over again. So here's the big takeaway. Your brain is this amazing pattern detection machine. The same system that let a paramedic spot a heart attack is the system that makes you automatically reach for your phone when you're bored. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what unconscious habits are running your life? And are they actually taking you where you want to go?